Hello, welcome everybody. We are live with the Dream Team. And Nick, how are you going?
I'm riding the wave.
Don't you love it? It's
Yeah.
yeah, I know. It's pretty interesting. And I think, Nick, it's so interesting because I feel that we've sort of done a lot of this new consciousness shifting and going through our stuff almost a little bit earlier than other people so that we can hold a space and like Nick and I are just talking, and it's about coming back to 0 point, coming back to balance when something's going on around you. So look, I really feel this is why we all went through so much stuff like a few months ago. Do you remember it was sometimes like this? But yeah, look, let us know how everyone's going. And Christine's on. Hello, beautiful one. How are you?
Christine.
And Marie sent us in some dreams. Thank you, Marie. And I just want to pop this up because there might only be a few of us on today because there you go.
I have planned on being online for your show, but President Trump rally is on. We're 1.5 hours into it and others are still speaking, still going to try.
Yeah, so it's really interesting to see what comes out in this talk. So if anyone's watching it and they watch this later, I mean, I'm sure people will watch it, like especially tomorrow when I'm talking with Elisa, for the US. So look, thanks for letting us know, Marie, because I lose track of time here because we are the day ahead. And so by the time I realize something, it's nighttime way nighttime over there, and we've missed it. So yeah, thank you very much for telling us that. And who else? We got our beautiful Kathleen on. Hi, Kathleen. How are you? And Jasper wants to say hello as well.
Hello, Jasper.
Yes, he's been. It was interesting. I was tuning into him. I think on Saturday, I just started to tune into him, and I went, "Oh gosh, he just goes off and roams and's free and does what he wants." So it was quite fun, actually. So let us know how you're going. Let us know if you've had any synchronicities going on that you've noticed, helping you to stay on path or giving you more questions that then take you into a whole deeper level, or if you've had any dreams, pop them up. So and we can have a look at them for you. So excellent. Yes,
I did have a question today, which is to do with dreams. Yes. And I thought about this last night when I was lying in bed preparing myself for sleep, which is, and I don't know if we can answer it here, but it's just something to think about for maybe next week as well, if anyone's got any comments, is that does it matter how you sleep? Like as in on your back, on your side?
Oh my God, I can't believe you're asking this. I was doing exactly the same thing last night.
I love it.
And I'm, oh my gosh, I cannot believe you've brought this up. Because I used to always sleep on my right side, and then I broke my arm and I had to train myself to sleep on my left side. And then I read that if you're sleeping on your left side, it helps your digestion more physically, apparently, the way the actual the stomach and everything lies and how it works. But then I've noticed that my left shoulder is starting to feel bruised. And I went, okay, I think it's because I'm sleeping on it, even though I've got like a pillow supporting, so there's not so much weight. So last night I actually went to sleep on my back, which is the first time I've done that in a long time. And I woke up and I went, I haven't moved. I've been on my back all night. And it was quite comfortable. And my shoulder's not as sore today. So on a physical level, for me, I was asking this question and I found that I can sleep on my back and my body actually feels quite comfortable with it. So I don't know, that's me. What about you? What did you come up with?
I mean, I know I get most of my sleep lying on my back. That's when I'm in my really most comfortable state. But when I go to bed, I tend to be rolling over to one side or the other. But I know in the middle of the night, I will move occasionally one side to the other, but come back to that center. It's almost like a metaphor for life.
I know, right? I mean, for me as well, though, I do have this beautiful habit of purring. And so I think I used to tend to think that when I'm on my back, I might purr more. But I think when I've got my pillows right, it sort of is good. It supports me more. But yes. So that's, I think, influenced how I've slept as well. So yes.
I do wonder that. I just think, does it set something up differently in our bodies? And I'm sure our body's got the capacity to move beyond our bodies when we're sleeping, but still, as a lead up to it, does it affect how fast we get into that state? Or, I don't know. It's sort of been on my mind, but then it really struck me last night. I need to ask this question to the group.
That is just crazy that I was also going through that at the same time. That is just ridiculous. So yeah, Kathleen, talk about synchronicity. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how do other people sleep? Have people noticed if they need to be in a certain position to be able to drift off and go to sleep? But I'm going to tune into Jazzy with this one to see if energetically if it makes a difference to us, where we're sleeping. So I'm just going to see if Jazzy has got something to say. So what is showing me is our energy will flow when we feel comfortable, when we feel safe, then our energy will flow. So he was showing me it doesn't matter what position we're on. But if we're on our back and we're in a vulnerable state, then we tend to not have as much flow going on. Whereas when we're on the side, of course, you think about that fetal position and that being nurtured position. If we are vulnerable, then that can be, he was showing me the energy can flow better. Okay, and I'm going to just get him to show me something else as well. I'm going to ask him if we're on our back and we're comfortable and calm, what then happens energetically for us? He says, yes, we're slightly more energetically open. It's like there's more space, and that can be physically as well as metaphysically for things to come through. It's more open. There's more probably possibility for us to have the downloads and for more work to be done on the heart. But yeah, it's almost like we're more open, and that's why we can even sleep on our back. So, that's so interesting, isn't it?
I know.
So I know it's fascinating.
Here. Yeah, she said, I'm naturally a left side sleep and flip all night. I have best sleep on the back, but it only happens for a very short time and rarely, and position doesn't seem to affect my dreaming at all. Yeah, which makes sense. I mean, I'm sure we're more intelligent. We're designed that way,
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, so I was definitely seeing a lot of energy, even on the side, with this openness when we're on our back. So fascinating, isn't it? Yeah, it's not something we've actually talked about before on the Dream Show.
No. I suppose if it's like self-nurturing. If you're doing things that make you feel comfortable, like for me, if I don't feel comfortable wearing certain clothes that I've gone to bed in because it's been a bit cooler when I've jumped into bed, like a T-shirt or a singlet, I'll just rip it off.
Yes, exactly.
It's like I'll do it almost immediately because I just know, no, I don't want this tonight.
That's
I'll
it.
rip it off.
Yeah, and I've got certain T-shirts that are just so soft that when you wear them, you don't even feel like if it's a bit cooler, you don't even feel like you've got it on. To me, I don't like being all bundled up in tight clothes in bed. To me, that's just really uncomfortable. So
Exactly. Kathleen B said, that's so interesting. I'm a side sleeper and always feel funny with my arm covering my heart. Didn't think of it from that point of view. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, and Kathleen, you get lots of visits, don't you, from your loved ones at night as well. So that's really interesting. But but apparently physically for your digestion, being on that left side is better. But it depends totally where we're comfortable at the end of the day. So,
I do something a bit odd though. Not really.
I put
my fingers and hands together and I place them low around my sacral area.
Yep.
Around there and just rest them there, and I make sure my feet are touching. And it sort of feels comfortable. There's something about that. I don't do it throughout the whole sleep, but sometimes I'll just often start that way if I'm finding it hard to get to sleep and just do the breathing with it. It seems to give me a really good circuit to bring me back into this calmness or something. Yeah.
That's what I was actually feeling and seeing. It completes like a circuit.
Yeah.
So your energy's not, spiraling off somewhere else. I like that. That's a beautiful idea. So but I couldn't believe it. I didn't move all night and I woke up, no aches, nothing. It was just like, so I'm going to start sleeping on my back more.
Yeah.
And, get into that comfortability. Yeah. So, and this is interesting.
It really makes me uncomfortable if my heart is covered. Yeah.
And it's funny because this is what Jasper was showing me, was that when we're open like that, it allows more space. Is all I was seeing was more space energetically. So that's really fascinating, Kathleen, that you have experienced that as well. And I think we instinctively just know what we need to do, don't we, in a way? So, but that's something I think, we could all question, and I can't believe you and I did it on the same night. Something that we could all maybe look at and tap into and just see, well, why do I sleep my left side? And I cannot believe it. My left shoulder is just not sore today, and it had been sore for ages. So that was the message. It was telling me, hey, you need to shift positions when you're sleeping. So, wow.
It also opens up our lungs more too, to allow more oxygen in. I feel when we do that, when we're sort of closed in like this, it's harder, and that we know how important oxygen is to our bodies. So
it's a really good point. It's so true. So wow, there we go. Oh, I love it. I love it when we don't have a plan and it comes together. So shall we start with Marie's dreams, a couple of her little dreams, and people, of course, throw in your 10 cents worth, because it's so good to get different perspectives and intuitions.
Yes, thanks for sending this in, Marie. Yes. I saw a baby swaddled old-fashioned way. The blanket was all white. It had on a knitted cap of pink. Baby was just above and drifted toward me, eyes closed. Song, How Deep Is Your Love? Bee Gees.
I love it when songs come through with those sort of images or dreams. So, I mean, so straight up, I mean, it's a baby. And if it's swaddled in an old-fashioned way, to me, this could be something that's a part of you, that is your beautiful inner baby, your inner child. And white to me is purity, and it's just pure. But a pink cap. Okay, so do you want to sort of maybe talk about the pink cap, Nick?
First of all, the colour is pink. The pink represents the heart love that you feel. And when we're born, before we're born, we're coming from that place of pure love, the white and the pink. It makes so much sense, which is, how do we get back to that? And with the cap is interesting, because this to me is the closest thing on our physical body that connects us to our bigger soul. So for me, when I see that cap, it's interesting, because not all babies are not born with the cap, but it's interesting. What I'm trying to get to is that, what is that thing we talk about, the cap on the baby's head as a nurse, the
fontanelles. So they've got the fontanelles.
Is it the cradle cap, or what do they call it?
No, cradle cap is when the skull gets a little bit flaky.
That's what I'm thinking about.
No, so it's the fontanelle. So what happens is, when the baby's born, that they've got these open fontanelles. There's 3 of them through the lines, anyway, these lines, and they can do this, so that when they're coming out through the birth canal, they can overlap, so they can get out, and they stay there for quite a few months. And so that's why you have to be very careful with a baby's head, is because of these open fontanelles, and eventually they actually merge and the sutures close. So that's how it works. But so it's a very vulnerable part of the baby, is this head with the three fontanelles there.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I saw this connection still really there at that point with our higher selves, with God source, with that pure love. And then whether that's just drawing attention to that part of the head and that connection. Yes, it does say it drifted above me.
I love that. And I'm going to pull some cards on this as well, but I'll never forget, once we were with a group of friends, and we were down at this beautiful farmhouse stay. And one of them had just had a baby. Like, Bub was literally only like 5 or 6 weeks old. And I remember, being a midwife, of course, I just naturally love babies and pick them up and hold them. And we were doing this little quiz that it was in the Sunday paper. It was like a whole series of questions. So we'd have to make a noise when we wanted to answer the question, like a competition. And I was holding this baby, and I had this thought. I went, well, you're still really connected to the universe. Can I channel through you any wisdom I need for these questions? And so I did. And the next minute, I was getting every question right. I was being shown why it was that. Like, they were asking things like, were women first allowed, into the Olympics, and all this. And I knew the answer and why. And I was just going, oh, I'm so intelligent. Because this baby, I could feel that there was this connection, and I'd asked to tap into it. So I feel this head thing. It's really quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and so let's do some cards for you on this one, Marie. But I feel personally that you're really tapping into almost an ancient part of your own wisdom that's very pure. And it's your heart's definitely opening and shifting as well with this. Oh, it's a beautiful dream. Oh, that one's hot. Beautiful. I love it. We'll do one more, we'll do 3. Perfect. So the first card that came up, I'm going to get rid of this so that we can so we can see the cards a little bit more. So this is your 9 of Swords. Now, when this comes up, what some people think, oh, it's about worry. To me, if you have been worrying about anything, you don't have to. This 9 of Swords said it's okay. Let your mind be at peace with whatever's been going on, or if you've had a deep niggle about something, you don't have to, because you've now got your Knight of Pentacles. Now, this is someone that's very trustworthy, an aspect of you, I feel, bringing you a message in your reality. And then your 9 of Cups. So this is something you've actually desired and wanted, and it's coming through. So whether it's this deeper connection, your heart's opening up, you're really tapping in to that beautiful inner child, inner baby aspect of you, which we do tend to shut off, don't we? And when we're in this 3D reality. So that's just such a beautiful dream, that one. So I'd love to see if anyone else has commented on it. Oh, good. Marie's on. So he's ending now. Mr. T is ending his speech now. Oh, Marie, you'll have to tell us if you noticed anything came up that might have been a little bit interesting. So, yeah, let us know. But so we're just talking about your dream, Marie. So that's the first dream. So let's have a look at the second dream. She's got 3 dreams and they're fabulous.
Okay, dream number 2. 2 nights later, I saw what made me think of a brown rodent head from behind a box. Then the head changed to a longer nose, a larger head, a different animal, and the song "You're My World" by Tom Jones.
Fascinating. So a rodent. So would we call it like a mouse, a rat, something like that, if that's what you're feeling? So so it's brown. So to me, that's grounding. That's the earth. This is a grounding aspect of you. And it's from behind a box. So what does a box mean? It's like, is there something that's ready to come out of the box is the question as well. So let me have a look. I'm going to call it a rat, Marie. We're going to look up rat and mouse and see if that actually comes up with anything. So, yeah.
I'd also be interested, Marie, to see what you got from this.
Yeah.
Because it can go several ways.
Yeah, absolutely. This could be, I feel this also, Marie, if this is your perspective on this or your decoding on this would be really important. And I'm also feeling that you're tapping into the astral plane a little bit with this energetically, and that happens. It's just something that happens. So let me have a look. Rat. Okay, this is interesting. So it's a betrayal of self, gossiping, judging others, letting things gnaw away at you. Identify the problem and work to correct it. I wonder if this is 2 nights later. I wonder if this was that little aspect that I was just tapping into about something you've been worrying about. You know how that 9 of Swords came up for you? So, yeah, just wondering. And if it's behind a box, have you put things in a box and not really taken them out to have a look at them? So, yeah, which is fascinating. And then a longer nose, a larger head. I'll see what nose means. I think it's sniffing something out. Nose. Humorously, lesson is as plain as the nose on your face, but you are not acting it or seeing it. Oh, my goodness. So this is, again, it's just another little, hey, there's something that might be bothering you, whether it's subconscious even, that maybe you just need to have a look at. So, or a detection of direction following a scent of a trail. So I feel there could be a little bit of a mystery here for you to go in and have a look at, and it might actually help you to open up more, so that real heart opening and that consciousness coming through can come through in a much easier way. So yeah, Maria, I'd love to hear from you on that one and what your perspective of it was, if you had one. So, yeah. What, anything else?
Yeah, I saw the nose. Like when your nose grows, it's like it's like, are you telling yourself a lie? Like, are you suppressing something that should, like, some truth needs to come out within that? And also the head means, you know, that head was growing. It's like overthinking it, which is, you can bring it back down to something really simple. Bring it away from out of the box. The box is giving it foundation. So once you sort of deconstruct that a little bit, just bringing attention to whatever it is, even if you don't know what it is, it's like, okay, whatever there's niggling away, can you clear it for me now? You know,
that's it. That's it. Beautiful. And okay, so really interesting. I did pull some cards on this one because I really feel they're linked. So the first one is your Three of Wands. Now, when this comes up, it means taking action to help you look towards the future and letting the past behind. The Emperor, this is a person of real strength, and they have the ability to make decisions and take action. So this is the message. And Eight of Wands, this is when action taken, when it's taken very quickly, it's almost like things change very quickly. So I feel like it's great that you've put it aside knowing it will work out. I feel though it could be time to do a little bit of contemplation with it. Go into it, let your head go in and talk to that aspect of you that has the worry, because this could be a little pattern that you might not know you do all the time, and it could, going in and owning it and loving it and thanking it and then feeling it and releasing it to God, to wherever you call your place. You might be just so surprised at how that shifts your perspective in life. So, because it's coming up time and time again. So that, I think it's great. This is fabulous that you've got these dreams that are synchronized like this. So any other comments, Nick?
Just when you were talking, that was so strange, because like that word contemplation was in my head and then you just said it. It's like, oh yeah. And when we say contemplation, we're talking about the bigger understanding of the word. It's not like contemplation is, it really represents something a little bit different to what people might think. It's not dwelling on something. It's just allowing things to sort of be open to everything and to see. And then I find the moment you even say that word, it seems to trigger something in us to allow us, because I went through a similar sort of a worry this week with an emotional thing happening. And then when I was able to contemplate on it, because I refused to follow the same old patterns that they would have once followed. So I stopped myself, brought myself back, but it was through contemplation that allowed me to do that. Just seeing that I was aware of that pattern and, oh, that thing comes up. So yeah, it can, you know, people can think of rats and rodents and start going down that negative thing about that, but actually it's bringing stuff to the light again. And which is, I think that was really, really helpful dream for you.
Yeah, I agree. So, and the action card, you got, you know, wands coming in, which is take action. So I just sit, I go into that aspect of me and I go, okay, come up, show yourself to me. It's safe. You know, you treat it like it is a beautiful little child and bring it up and let it have a chat to you, and then just release it and ask God, whatever, what needs to be replaced here. You know what, now that that's gone on a holiday, what needs to be replaced? And I love that process. It's so simple, but it's so powerful. So, yeah, so Marie, you might have some, not homework, home play to do with those dreams.
Yeah. So Marie, while we're on that, and I feel I'm getting a message for some reason to show this card. I pulled a card this morning about what, maybe to do with what stage we're all at, which is different stages, but maybe as a group we do tend to be on the same timeline a little bit. And I pulled this card here, and it's called Let Your Ship Set Sail. And it's a little bit like what you're talking about. Actually, the meaning of the card is just that, is that we have things, this energy of water that flows through us. We have to sometimes, like the ship's sailing, don't hold it back at the dock. Allow it, like recognize that it's time to let things go and let that energy move in us. And yeah, we're all getting these little extra niggles that come up every now and then. It's just,
I know, that's beautiful. That card is apt, and I noticed it was a 43, which is a 7, and that's a spiritual number. So to me, that's the number of spirituality. So Look, Marie, thank you for this. Is why I love when you guys share dreams, because it brings up things for me, and I'm sure it brings up things for other people to go, oh, I think I need to have some contemplation time and actually maybe action something that's going on for me. So I'm going to do that today. I might have been putting it off a little bit. So now that we've been talking about it, it's like, yeah, come on, take some action, because the cards aren't just for Marie's dreams. You know that it's for all of us.
Yes. Yeah,
so
totally.
beautiful.
Totally.
So
yeah. Brilliant. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, really love that.
Marie says, that makes sense. Seeing rats when I was younger, not a fan, but I wasn't upset or grossed out, just curious. I spent time with it now that I have a direction. I love that card, yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, so perfect. We've got our beautiful Kathy on. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
So we'll do the third dream, and let's see if this ties in as well.
Yeah. So a ground full of fall leaves and a ling black snake with 2 yellow stripes lengthwise travelling away from me.
Well, these are powerful dreams. Goodness me. So, Nick, do you want to start with this one?
Yeah. What's the season of fall represent? It's autumn to us here in Australia. It's when we're about to move into that winter phase, but fall is a time when we're starting to we're morphing into something different. You know, the seasons all represent things in our lives. For me, fall is a beautiful time of the year. It's actually one of my favorite times of the year, because it's starting to see a transition into something new. And then the winter time, it allows that complete death of the old. So it's sort of a little, perhaps if fall to you represents something like, how do you feel about it? But the colors of the leaves are very grounding as well. It's like bringing us back down to really, and it's like that contemplation thing again. That's the word that comes in for me with these colorings. Yeah.
I love that. That's really beautiful. And the grounding as well, again, with the leaves. But the snake, so to me, when a snake comes into a dream, transition. So there's some sort of change going on, and usually a snake as well, if it's going away from you, I'm wondering if you've gone through a change, and are you losing a little bit of energy? Because if it's a snake's moving away, let me have a look up snake in our beautiful book. You all know our Betty Bethard's book, the dream book. Because something comes, sometimes I know what it means, but sometimes the words will jump out that really sit well with the dream. So that's why I often will go back to it. I'll go, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Snake, Kundalini power, life force, creative energy, Holy Spirit, healing power within. The Kundalini is housed in the base of the spine and moves up the spinal column, awakening the chakras or energy centers. Now, the fact that you've got yellow, to me, straight away, I went to the solar plexus. So this is about you, your empowerment, who you are. You're feeling safe. You're feeling balanced in your own power. The two stripes, that to me is balance as well. So the snake didn't bite you, so I won't read about that. Snakes are a powerful symbol never to be feared. Snakes represent the awakening or continuance of spiritual growth. So this is really just adding on beautifully to your other dreams. So I think this is amazing. And the yellow, I did pull some cards as Nick was talking as well. The first one up, I'll just get rid of this so we've got more room. The first one up is the Queen of Cups, and this is exactly contemplation. And there can be some sadness with this because the cup's the emotion. So look how she's just really contemplating. Again, I feel just take some time out. Interesting, because the next one up is the Seven of Wands. Now, some people find that this is really working hard to find your identity or to find out who you are. To me, it's taking action to be able to maintain your identity. And to me, that's the solar plexus. All right. And guess what else? It's a 7. So again, that's spirituality. I love it. And judgments come up. So there is going to be some sort of aha moment for you, Marie. Because when this judgment card comes up, to me, it's like people are waking up. And as Nick was talking about with autumn going through into winter, it's like rising up after you've done this time, you've done this death rebirth. So I think, yeah, you're on track So just I do a little bit of work with your solar plexus, just even clearing it. Like I usually just in my mind's eye, I do it, or you can use your finger, and you just clear it, open it, release anything from there, put some yellow through, whatever feels right to you, and that can often be very settling. So yeah, so that's what's come up with that one. And another one. Oh, sorry, keep going. Yep.
No, when you're done, I'll read out what it says in the Betty Bethard's book about leaves.
Beautiful. Yeah. So to me as well, there's 2 points on our meridian. So if we follow our clavicle, collarbones down just to the either side of it where the rib starts, there's 2 soft points. Now they can often be quite sore if we're out of balance. I find just holding them really firmly and just taking a few breaths and then just feeling into your body, that resets our whole meridian system, our energy system within our physicality. So if you do, I find if I do that, if I'm a little bit wonky or feeling not quite right, if I do that within about 20 seconds, it's like I turn a corner. So that's another thing that might help as well. Even before we go into contemplate, I'll do that to balance myself.
Good idea.
So, yeah. So, and
Marie says, I love the 4 colours. When I'm back east, to me, it's getting ready to settle in for the winter. Now out west, not quite the same.
Yeah, so we don't get here, we don't have a huge change of season because we're in a bit of a tropical place. And I do miss that. I remember I loved that when I lived in England. It was just majestic. The colours and the mists and everything that went with it was really quite amazing. So no, I know when you do have that true 4 seasons, but man, it's really quite amazing, isn't it, to be in that energy? So do you want to read out now what you were saying?
Yeah, it says here, leaves, the attributes. Leaves on the tree represent lessons learned, accomplishments, rewards, fruits of activities, and many leaves mean great growth and accomplishment. Leaves on the ground are things completed, let go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a journey, isn't it? This is just a beautiful process for you. I love that. And the snake moving away as well, to me, is like, have you been through a transition already? So that's fantastic. Well done. So I love it.
Great dreams though. Really, really clear too, I think.
Really, really clear. Yeah, really, really clear. So wow. So there we go. So anyone else have any dreams or anything they want to bring up or any questions? It was interesting because my beautiful friend Tanya, her daughter Ruby, who sent in the dreams last week, when we actually managed to have some time together. And yeah, it was amazing. Like the dreams were so helpful in what needed to be looked at and contemplated and worked with. It was just beautiful. So yeah, so that was really, really, really worked out lovely. So dreams can be such an amazing springboard for us to then take action about things that need to be taking action about. And so I guess what I put up to this morning for this show was connecting with our higher self or our divine being in our dreams. And how do we do that? I've only had it happen absolutely significantly, probably twice that I remember, where I've known, oh my goodness, this is my higher self. This is an aspect of me that's a higher consciousness than my physicality knows. And so I have been actually having that intention before I go to sleep. So, and I think not last night, the night before, I'm pretty sure I had a connection again, but I can't remember it fully, because the dream I had, the first one where I absolutely knew it was my higher self, I walked through this door and there was this beautiful being, with long white hair, obviously subconsciously that's me thinking that's what it might be, in a gorgeous gown, just sitting at a desk. And I went up to them and we were just talking, and they said, now it's time for you to go through the door. And I went, oh, really? And opened the door, and there was this whole beautiful shimmering lake right at the door. Like there was no ground, there was just water. And I said, what, you want me to go into that? Off you go through the door. And so I did, and I was walking on this water. It was just amazing. But so that was my first one. And yeah, so I don't know if anyone else has ever experienced knowing that your higher self has presented themselves to you in a dream, or you've had that experience. I'd love to know if people have actually been through that at all or experienced that at all. So Nick, have you ever had something like that happen?
Well, I want to bring up what's been happening these past couple of weeks. And first of all, I want to say about that desk, Marie, the desk is like you've done all the focus and the hard work. Like when you sit at a desk, you tend to go, okay, let's focus on this now. And you've brought all your attention to the most important part of your journey. And now it's time to that, because walking on water is also being in control of emotions. And when you're in control of emotions, you're not driven by all these external forces. You're going back to your true self. So that to me is like, oh my gosh, what a great dream. You know, that shimmer on the water as well. That light that's coming in.
Just remember it, like it's so vivid.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. And going through the door is opening into new possibilities. And I know that for me personally, my emotional aspect was my laggard. It's like I just couldn't understand my emotions and my reactions to things. And it took me years to actually really ground that in and make it solid. So now I can be quite calm in situations when where normally before I would have just arced up. So it was, I feel it was a real pivotal point for me.
It's a big lesson, isn't it? Brilliant. Well, I wrote 3 things down to try to remember for today. And what I've been finding, I've been having this lucid waking thing going on a lot where, and I actually,
you've been awake dreams. Yeah.
Well, but I'm literally at the point where I'm about to, I could almost get out of bed or wake up, like open my eyes, but I choose not to. And I've been having these really strong images, dreams, messages coming through in that time. And it's almost like now, even if I open my eyes, I can quickly close my eyes and I can get the message. I can get another message. Like I don't have to actually step into that dream state, even though that guides me, that gives me everything that creates in this world now. And like one of them was showing me, and it's funny, and I just realized today that they're linked, because this morning I remembered a dream that was one of those lucid waking things where I was watching a talent quest show, but it was on TV in a hall, which became outside. You know how everything everywhere all at once, it's just like, whoa. And I realized, the key about this is come up again. It's the talent. It's not the show itself and all the nonsense around it. It's the actual word was talent. And then in my lucid waking, I had another dream where I watched a well-known tarot reader saying, I can't remember my dreams anymore, which is a little bit what I'm getting, my big dreams that I have when I'm off in my deep sleep. And it was like, oh, but that's okay because I've got new talents coming in. And I thought, okay, so I think they're connected.
Yeah.
So this period that I'm experiencing now is very different to before. So it's like I've moved away from that. I mean, I know things going on in the astral because some mornings I just wake up and I'm thinking, why am I so exhausted when I've slept like about 10 hours? Yep. There's something else going on for me that's sort of has to move through my physical body. But it is a whole new thing. And then the weirdest thing was I was sitting having dinner with a friend, and we were talking. He was talking about his day and telling this funny story about, he does cooking demos, and if you buy stuff at a particular shop, he'll come to your house and teach you how to use it for an hour, But this girl thought he was going to do a dinner party for her, and so this is for real, invited her friends, 8 friends along for a dinner party. When he got there, he said, no, that's not how it works. And then immediately, this is where this is the skill coming in, I know for me. I just got this image of this person and I said, is it this person? This person is someone I worked with and haven't spoken to or seen for like 4 years, but I know they live up around this area somewhere. It was her. I said, is it this person? I got my phone out, found a photo. He said, yeah, that's her. And I gave myself the chills. And I thought, wow.
And I'm so glad you've brought this up, because what's happening is like the theta state is when we usually have that connection and dreaming and psychic abilities. I feel we're in that now so much of the time. Like same thing, my psychic abilities, my knowing, I can see if someone's going to be early, I'll go, oh, I better go and get something ready because I know they're going to be early and they're going to ask if they can come earlier. I know it. It's just, it's not even a whisper of a doubt. And it's just happening more and more and more. I know how someone's feeling. I know what someone's doing, and it just pops in. It's not, it's so, but it's like I can be there all the time, exactly what you were saying. And it is a talent and it is a gift. And I feel that we're coming more and more into our gifts because of this beautiful consciousness that's coming in to help activate it within our DNA and our Merkaba, which is our light body. That's what's actually being activated. So don't be surprised if you're traveling more interdimensionally or visiting realms just in and out. And sometimes people can feel a bit nauseated or people can feel a little bit dizzy and they'll go, what's going on? You can be doing these travel trips now because the Merkaba is so activated. So I love that you brought that up because I was just thinking that the other day as well. It was like, oh, wow, I just know now. Yep, I trust that. And it was funny. I haven't watched the tennis for years. I used to love watching the big, big competitions. And, of course, the Australian Open is on at the moment. And when I was working the other night, they had it on the TV, and I haven't turned my TV on for years. And I went, wow, that's such a great game. I'm going to go home and finish watching it. And what I started to do was I would actually use my intuition to see who was going to get the point. I'd watch it in my mind.
Great idea.
And then I'd go, okay, so I went, but I don't quite want to know how the game finishes because that would take all the fun out of it. And so I started to work with God, with my voice inside, and he would say, it would say something to me, and I'd go, oh, I don't know if I believe that. And I'd go, I'm getting this. And then they'd go, great, this was a teachable moment. So it was like really trusting. So I used it as a teaching for myself, for my talent and my gifts. So we can play with stuff in our 3D world and just turn it into fun. It didn't bother me then who won or didn't win because I was having so much fun internally playing with it.
Yeah.
So,
I know. It's funny, isn't it? And you know what? Interesting thing is the person at the receiving end of this, when I showed that photo, didn't really react. Like if somebody just done that to me, I would go, now that blew me away. How did you know that? Like just the conversation just continued.
I find that as well, and it's more for us. It's about us realizing what we're doing, and it's like a muscle. The more we use that beautiful gift, then it gets stronger and stronger, and we have more and more faith in it. So that's something that maybe we could all really focus on this week is when we get that knowing about something or a little image or a vision, just note it and then just see what actually plays out with it. So, that to me is fun. I'd be so bored if I just lived in this 3D world without this other
Totally.
So,
Exactly. And the other thing that I saw and I thought, oh, this is really us right now and maybe for the next few months is that because it was part of it as well. It's like I don't know, I think of it like a boat where we're on the water and somebody's moving the boat up and down, but you've got one leg on each side of the boat and you're trying to, you're constantly moving like this to keep it balanced. That's sort of what I'm feeling right now with everything going on. It's like, you got it because you're stable. You got this stable core in here. But just remember that the way life is that you just always have to course correct a little bit every now and then. So, I thought, maybe that's a little indication of what's coming.
True, absolutely true. Yeah, and I love that analogy. So to me, when you were talking about that, what I was seeing was we have to be focused in the moment. And if something upsets us, it's like, okay, just go this way a little bit more. Yeah, exactly. I love that. That's a beautiful analogy of where we're at and what's going on. But so it is going to be interesting because as we know, tomorrow is meant to be the big day. And if anyone watched the talk tonight, we sort of missed it because I forgot. And anything came up that they noted, like on an energy level or with words that was said, just let us know. I don't know if anyone did watch it, but So Marie's had an experience. This is awesome.
Asked for help for an issue. The next day went on errands directed to stop a small store I've been to once. Women there working. She knew exactly what I needed to do. Higher self-directed me.
That's beautiful. Exactly. You're trusting. You're really trusting. And you've asked for help. And I do that. I've got these beautiful posters in my room and sometimes I just walk past and go, I think I might need a bit of help with this one. And I'll just, just casually and then somehow something unfolds and I go, oh, okay, I know that's what I need to be actually actioning. So I love that, Marie, that you've actually trusted that. And that to me is synchronicity. And that to me is the fun in life, where we go somewhere but we wouldn't normally go, and you get exactly the answer that you need. Perfect. Good job.
Exactly. Yeah. And Christine says, knowing, seeing, understanding my higher self has been the most elusive aspect of my spiritual awakening, but I'm now relaxed about it, not concerned, trust. So much other great stuff is happening. Yes.
Yeah. And, you know, it's interesting, Christine, because it's so subtle to me, that connection with the higher self, with that aspect of us. It's so subtle. And, you know, for me now, it took me years to trust that it was actually that beautiful higher divine consciousness that I was tapping into. Years. But now I think we can do it so much quicker, and it just becomes a part of life. It's just there for me when I ask a question, or what's going to happen with this if I'm a little bit stressed about something. I just get this. It's okay. No, it's been organized. Oh, all right. And I know to just let go and relax. But it took a long time. So elusive is a great word, because a lot of people, when I'm working with people, that's the one thing they say. I don't know if I'm talking to that aspect of me, that higher self, that God self, whatever it is. Yeah.
It's so true. And you know what? That's funny, because when I pulled this card this morning for everybody, I pulled it from a deck that's called Intuitive Whispers. And that has been coming into my awareness a lot lately, which is look for the subtleties, and if you try and push too hard, you push away. And so sometimes when you trust, it will happen in its own timing. And it's like, I don't know how I got to get to where I got to here, like you, Marie. You know, it's been a lifelong journey, but it's just that stalagmite effect. We get a drip and drip and drip, and all of a sudden it's there, and you think, wow. And then that trust comes in. But it was like, what card? And nothing was falling out of the pack. So I just put the pack on the table, and I never put cards on the table upside down. I always put them with the, you know, the general picture of the other side of the pack down. For some reason, I put it down, and that was the card. It was sitting there, and I went, there's the whisper. That's the subtle part of it. Yeah.
I know. And I mean, so many times through my life when I haven't listened to that, that's when something will not turn out how I've wanted it to, or how the easiest way. So and it's so funny, if I go to leave the house and I get a message like, you've forgotten something, I'll go back in the house, and then I'll ask my higher self or my angels, okay, what is it? Show me. And they'll go, oh, of course, if I'd forgotten that, it would have been a real pain. And so I go and get what it was I've forgotten. And I just listen to that, you know. It's like this thing. It's really cool. So we've all got it. It's just a matter of listening. And when I don't listen, that's when I go, oh, I knew I'd forgotten something.
So true. Yeah, we have to really clear those limiting beliefs that we've sort of, that sense of control over things, and that being open is not an easy thing. We have to crack that nut. We've had a shell protecting us for so long, but now we can crack it and open it and expose ourselves a bit to it. It's fun. It's really fun, because you just never know what's going to come your way. Yeah.
Exactly. So so maybe I'll do some chakra meditation now, see what happens, see what comes through for us all. And I think, because last week it was very much, you know, the oversoul was that real connection with more consciousness and coming through. So I'm just going to see what might be helpful for us this week. Let's have a look and see. I'm just going to split this one. Wow, this is so cool. Look at that.
Great. Excellent.
Visualization.
Yeah.
So this is part of manifesting. So it's a 28, which is a 10, which is a 1, which is new beginnings and bring something through. And look at the colors in there, like that yellow. What's standing out for people? What actually, what color is really jumping for people? Because to me, for you, that's the color that you might need to be working more with. So beautiful. So let's have a little look at visualization. So we've got blue, so 28. way. Go this way. I'll get it right one week. Okay, 28. So again, we're working with the third eye chakra this week. So it's interesting. It's all been these upper, higher chakras of the body. So, okay, so the third eye chakra, I'll do a little reading on that for you. So this relates to meditation, or another word for that is contemplation, dreams, psychic development. This is what we've just been talking about. Visualization, clarity and awareness, deepening intuition, visions, calm mind, good memory, and awakened imagination. And I love this affirmation that goes with the third eye. My third eye is fully open and I see clearly in all aspects of my life. That's perfect with what we've been talking about as well. So, yeah. And Marie said the yellow, orange, and the fall colours were coming through for her. And yeah, they were coming through for me too. And then the purple started popping. So, you know, it's amazing. So visualization. So you have attracted this card into your awareness today because this is a creative time of visualization for you. Visualization is a tool for manifesting your desires and dreams and a powerful way for you to receive visions and messages from the spirit world. I love it. When we visualize, we activate the third eye chakra, and yours is currently expanding and awakening. You are encouraged to practice exercises that enhance this process, such as meditation and breath work. Funny, isn't it? The color of the third eye chakra is violet. I always say purple, a deep purple. So whatever resonates for you. I always find that white and violet is more my crown chakra, but it's whatever resonates for you. So you may like to imagine this color streaming into your third eye as it expands and awakens to its full potential. In this opening, you will receive strong visions and deep wisdom. Those whispers. Trust what is coming through for you. You will also deepen your intuition and psychic abilities as the third eye awakens, and that's your talents, remember. You are receiving strong signs and messages from your guides from the spirit world. It is important that you slow down for a moment and go within to see what you are being shown. You could also be receiving signs from this earthly world and are encouraged to pay more attention to the visions around you. This card could also represent that you are in a phase of creating and are being asked to visualize strongly what you would like to manifest in your world. This is a very exciting time. Tune into your heart and bring forth the ideas and visions that are appearing to assist you on the next phase of your journey. This card can also be a sign that you need to take more notice of the visions in your dreams. Whatever this card means for you, make sure you nurture this powerful process as it brings you an abundance of gifts at this time. And the affirmation that goes with this card in particular is, my third eye is open and I have profound vision. I love that as a powerful, statement, basically. So, okay, so that's the card, and how beautiful is it? So I'm actually going to start the meditation. It won't be too long, and I'll take you through. It's already coming through. I'm starting to get a bit altered. Okay, so just either sit comfortably with feet in the ground or lie down and just take a gentle breath in. Close your eyes as you breathe out. Another breath in. And this time as you breathe out, just drop yourself into that beautiful heart space, wherever that is for you, in your body, in your being. And see, sense, or feel that white light consciousness begin to birth deep within your heart. This white light begins to expand. And as it expands, it releases any pain, any blocks, anything that is not of love, opening up your heart. Allow this white light to now expand fully throughout your whole being, through your whole body, until every cell is vibrating with this white light consciousness. As it expands into your energy field, any cords or hooks or ties, any heavy energy is melted and released by this beautiful white light, bringing through a sense of peace, calm, rejuvenation. And now have the intention of being connected into your beautiful divine presence, whether that's your higher self, God, whatever. Have that intention. Now take your awareness up to your forehead, where the third eye chakra is situated. The chakra runs and spins through the whole aspect of that head. It's connected into the pineal gland. See beautiful silver light spiraling through your third eye, clearing any blocks, anything that is not allowing a free flow of psychic ability. And then allow the beautiful color of purple indigo to flow through that third eye chakra. This activates the pineal gland, opening it up, softening it up, allowing that beautiful chrism oil to be released in perfect divine timing. And as the purple, the indigo color flows through, an etheric amethyst appears and gently begins to dissipate through into the chakra, bringing through its powerful properties of opening up that third eye chakra more and more. And as those colors and that crystal keeps running for you, I want you to tap in to what it is you truly desire to create at this time. And if you can, allow that vision, as if you're watching a movie, to come through for you. How does it feel when that vision comes through for you, or that feeling? What is it? Is there an emotion? Is there joy? Really feel it. Have a sense of wonder. There's no restrictions whatsoever. This is completely free for you. And once you've really seen and felt into that beautiful creative vision, just know that it's there for you all the time. Yet you can surrender to the process of creation now that you've envisioned it. And then just thank yourself for using this beautiful talent, this beautiful gift for manifestation and creation through visualization. And when you're ready, thank your divine self, your divine aspect, your higher self, God, for being with you always. And then when you're ready, bring yourself back into the here and now, gently wriggling your toes, focusing on your breath. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Wow. Welcome back. And I just want everyone to notice when they do open their eyes, what is their vision like? What is their physical vision like? Look around you. Do things seem a bit more blurry, a bit clearer, different? Really notice that, because when we're activating our third eye, of course, that has an effect on our physical eyes as well. So now that you've got that third eye's been really opened, don't be surprised again if you might get tenderness in the top of your head or a little bit of tightness or headache around here, because it's going to continue to expand. So, and just send that purple light through, whatever comes to you intuitively to work with. If that happens, it's no big deal, but if it happens, Oh, so how was that for you, Nick?
Well, yeah, I definitely always, things just go bright for me, really bright. But also it's like that love comes through. I know it's hard. It's not like this is this emotional feeling attached to the visual. It's like it's what frequency is all about, isn't it? Light. You know, it's sort of all connects to me. That was fantastic. Fantastic.
I really, that was beautiful. And, you know, and I forget because I've always been a manifester and I've always done it since I was a child, and I would vision something, but I would feel it. Oh, imagine how that feels to be there. I'm there. That's the key. And that's why I got everyone to tap into their feelings while they were there with that visualization. So, interesting, isn't it? So, and Marie said her eyesight was cloudy at first when she came back. And mine was a bit too, Marie, which was really interesting. So it doesn't matter. It can go either way. It's just showing you that there's been a shift of some sort. So, beautiful.
And I know we're at the end of our period of time, but I just had to laugh because the first card that I did, I thought it was just for me. And that's why I just kept shuffling to get another card. But have a look at what the card is. Look at the card number.
Oh my gosh, it's 28. Crazy.
And when you said that, I went, what was that card number? I didn't really, and it's all about the same thing you've just been talking about.
Gifting. It's gifting ourselves. Oh, I love this. We cannot make this stuff up. All right. Nick and I don't talk before the show about anything that we've experienced unless it's something we want to talk about that's going on for us in our life. So this is all synchronicity, and that's always my intention. And I'm sure it's your intention as well, Nick. I love the synchronicity. It's like, we're all tuned up. This is beautiful. And that's what makes it fun. So yes.
It does. It does.
So keep working with that beautiful third eye chakra. Listen to the whispers and the messages. Ask for connection to your higher self, divine being, before sleeping, and notice what position you go to sleep in and see if you can change it up and see how it feels. So there's lots of things to play with this week. So
it's wonderful.
So Christine said 28's her number. So it's a 1. New beginnings. We've done the death. We're going into that beautiful rebirth. So thank you everyone for being here. You're so loved. And Nick, thank you for being
Thank
with us.
you.
I love it.
Thanks everybody.
And we'll see you. I'll see some of you tomorrow, otherwise next week.
Thanks everyone. Bye.